Yeah, another one.
I need to actually stop buying these, but here's a theory. Let me say hello. I hope you're all doing well, and we have another brewer. Yes, another one. Okay. This one right here is a Deep 27. I was never really curious about this one. I thought that, there's enough brewers out here for people to make coffee, but this one was kind of interesting. But I think it's actually dumb. Let's not say too much right now, incriminating myself about this brewer. They all do the same thing, right? This is what it looks like. Okay. Unbox it. Not too big of a hole. Okay. It's petite. That's what it looks like. That's what I'm seeing up here too. Wow. This is interesting. This is supposedly, I guess, a 27-degree brewer. It's from Quebec, I believe. They also have their filters. I guess the biggest thing really is like, why would you need something like this? This is extremely small, Deep 27, flower dripper, made in Japan, Quebec, who makes this. And I guess the good thing about that is that they have their own filter. And if you don't know, they're the ones who usually have these fast filters for the V60 and other drippers and all that stuff. So here's their filters. This is what it looks like, nice and cute. I think we're gonna call this the cute dripper. So you pull the edges, you put this in there, and that's it. It sticks out, which is perfectly fine. So I don't know who this brew is for. I don't know really what the whole point of it is. It's $25. And we're going to brew a cup of coffee and see what we taste of it. The grind size is on a 7 right now of the O2 grinder version 2. And I think we're just going to use 10 grams. I'm going to use my kettle. So it should be around 195, close to 200 degrees Fahrenheit. And we're just going to make a simple cup. And then we're going to see what the whole thing is with this particular dripper. It's cute. It's small. Everything's tight and compact. We are going to wet the filter, because any coffee snob should wet the filter, right? I don't know what the max is. I got a little cute cup. Same thing with the dripper. They actually match and go together quite well. This is 10 grams. This is a small dripper, as you can see. We're gonna do a bloom. Okay. Then we're gonna do 2 pours. I'm gonna go ahead and wait our 20-30 seconds of the bloom. Let it drip out, degas a little bit, supposedly. Okay. Okay, here we go. I like how you're not fooling around if you have enough running on the edges or anything like that for the brew. Everything's nice and compact. No real channeling, but it does have a center focus. I think I'm gonna do 3 pours. There we go. We can dial in the recipe a little later, but for now, we're just tasting the coffee, seeing what it's all about, seeing if you need to get another brewer, especially this one. This was a very personal cup of coffee, if I had to say so myself. You can't really mess up a brew on this. Let's just go ahead and use this to mix it through. First impression of the Deep 27 Cute Brewer. Works. It makes a good cup of coffee. Does. I mean, supposed to, right? I think the benefits, if I had to say it right now, of this brewer is that you can literally brew a single cup of coffee. Is it that much different from a Harrier V60? No, it's not. Of course, it's more narrow, it's steeper. I don't know what that means with flavor wise. There's different variations within that, but for the most part, it's a coffee pour over dripper. We're gonna play around with it a little bit more. We're gonna put it through its paces for like a month or so. And then we're just gonna see who this brewer is actually for. Because right now, 25 bucks, it's a very, as people will say, a selfish brewer. It's literally for one person. I put 10 grams in there. I think that's the most that you should put in there. You can probably push it to 15, probably even 20, but that's gonna be a very slow pour. But again, it's kind of interesting and weird at the same time, because all we're really doing here with all these type of brewers is that we're just manipulating the way water flows through the grounds. And of course, we can play around with the temperature, the technique of the pouring. This one, there's not much technique in pouring. This will be perfect for a regular kettle, but most people who use this type of brewer has a gooseneck. You can't really mess up the brew. I think you can probably play around with it being a little bit finer if that's the thing that you like to do a lot, but we'll see. Again, if you're trying to test coffees and you don't want to waste anything, this is probably the brewer for you. Because sometimes to me, if you're doing like a 10 to 15 gram dosage in like a V60 or even an April brewer or a flat bottom dripper, to me it's just not enough coffee in order for you to do kind of the things that you want to do. But this one may just be right. First impression, it's cute. I think it's still kind of dumb, but we'll see how well it actually does with time. If me being really truly honest with the way that I look at things, and we're gonna come back on here, we're gonna talk about this to see what I think about this brewer. But for now, very cute, very personal, and I don't know if it's worth it. So this is me, Okie at Everyday Bean, signing off. I'll talk to you later. Bye.